Hi guys, today we are going to walk through what I do whenever I'm trying to create a spreadsheet. So in this case, it's track season, so I need to keep results for all my pole vaulters. So we're going to create a basic spreadsheet that I would actually use that would help keep track of the progress of all of my vaulters. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up to the address bar of Google Chrome or whatever web browser you use, and then I'm going to use a little shortcut. I'm going to go sheets.google.com/create. That should take me to Google Docs, to Google Sheets, and create a new blank spreadsheet. And there we go. So the first thing that I'm going to do is give this a title. So I'm going to call this GMS 2017 pole vault progress. Easy enough. Okay, so how I normally format my spreadsheets is I will have my first row is what we call like header rows, where I put, what kind of information is going to be in each of the columns. So in this case, let's just say name, grade, say boy, girl, the date. That way I can show, they jumped 6 feet on March 1st, and on April 1st they were able to jump 9.5 feet. And then I can, if I wanted to graph it, I could show them their progress. So we've got our date. Let's see, what other information? Oh, we want to know the type of training, like whether it's did they clear this at a practice or was it a meet? Might be good to know. So let's call this we'll call it activity for now. I might think of a better name later. And then the most important part, height. And then I'm going to add, just, it's out of habit from being keeping track of things using spreadsheets and databases, that I just like to have a little notes column, so I can say, hey, this dude on this date at this meet jumped this height, and for whatever reason, maybe we had to use a different pole. Just gives us a place to keep that. Man, it looks really, really boring right now. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I am going to I'm going to center these. So I could do them one by one, where I click the first one and say make it bold and center it, or I can do it all together and select them all and go bold and center. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to actually add a row above this that just kind of tells you what I'm looking at here, just to organize it, and I can show you a couple other tricks. So if you remember in Google Docs, if we wanted to add a row or anything, we would right click on the table. We can do it here, but just out of habit, it'll eliminate some of all of these options. If we just go over here to the left hand side and right click where we want to add the row. So I'm going to right click on row 1, and then I want this new row to go above what I've put so far. So I'm going to hit insert one above. And then I'm going to use this as my heading. So if you guys remember back to Google Docs, in order to do that, I don't want to just have one cell. I want it to actually take the space of all of these. So I can select all of the cells and then go over to this handy tool which is merge cells. If you open this up, it'll give you some options, but if you just click on merge cells, it turns those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells into one, and it actually centers them for you. So I'm going to go grapevine, middle school, pole vault, progress. Okay, so I'm ready to actually start putting stuff in, and because lots of other people might be seeing this, I am not going to put actual names, so I'm just going to use easy names. So we're going to start with what we did today, and today is March 7th. So say Ryan, 7th, boy, and this was 3/7/17. We had a practice today. He jumped 7. To make this easy, I could do 7 feet 6 inches, which will take this as a text, but it thinks that this is like the same as me writing practice in here. It doesn't know that Google Sheets doesn't know that this is a number. So to just make it easier, I'm going to use this. I'm going to call this 7.5 feet. Notes, don't need anything here. Go down here, call Jake, 8, boy, again 3/7/17, practice. See, I had already typed practice in a line above there, so it auto fills it. So like I said, Google Sheets is for lazy people. It tries to help you out as much as possible. So I can hit enter. And then his height is 9. For this one, for notes here, I could say first time cleared. Let's go Mia, 8, girl, 3/7/17. Again, a practice. We'll go with 6.5, and we're good. Okay, so a couple things that I look at like this. It's doing everything that we need it to do, but it's just not very pretty. So let's spruce it up. First of all, I'm going to select my header row that says what everything is. I'm going to put this is the borders option. See how it looks like a little grid? So I'm going to make a border to put around it just to make it stand out. And that way when it prints, if you print this out just as is, you won't actually see these grids. It'll just look like it's white. So if I want to print this out, I want it to stand out and be broken up. So go to borders here, and I'm just going to do a border around the outside. And then actually I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to make it a thick border so it stands out. And then of course it's Grapevine Middle School, so it's red and white. So we are going to change the fill here. So again, I still have this cell selected. I'm going to go to my little paint bucket, select red, and then to make the text look a little bit better, I'm going to change that to white. And then let's make it just a little bit bigger. So just like Google Docs, we have our text color. We have bold, italic, strike through, underline, and then we have our fonts and our font size. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's up that to about 24, maybe a little too big. Let's take it down to 18. So man, we got start. Already looks a little bit better. And now I'm going to do the same thing as far as separating it, putting a grid in here, I'm going to select everything that I've got. I'm going to go to my grid, to my borders, and select all borders. So now whenever I print this out, there will be some separation between them. Something you'll notice here, we've got this one cell where the stuff doesn't quite fit into there. So we can handle this a couple different ways. We can make it where it's called wrapping the text, where we force it, like if it's not, if it overlaps this line here, that'll actually turn this into two lines. The thing I don't like about that is it's going to make our rows different heights, and I just like the way that it looks, that everything looks the same. So what I'm going to do is something that's called auto resize, and so I could do it manually. I could go up here, and this is the column that I want to change the size on. Drag my mouse to the right hand side, see where it has the arrow pointing to the right. If I click, you can see the blue line of where the end of the column is right now. If I drag it out to the right, I made it bigger, so it fits now. Hey, that's all well and good, but now it looks like I have too much space here. So I can do, instead of clicking and dragging here, if I just double click where I get that right arrow, it automatically resizes that column, so everything that's all the way down, everything will fit evenly. So I'm going to take that one step further, and I'm going to go over here, this top left button here. If you click on this, this selects everything. So I'm going to select it. It's going to select all my cells. And now if I just pick one of these columns to double click on, it's going to auto resize all of them. And I fibbed a little bit because we made this a merge cell. It's going to be a little bit bigger, so we can come back and just manually shrink that one down until we get to where we want. Okay. It looks better.